Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite cash game plays for this Week 17 NFL DraftKings main slate. Let's dive right into it. And like I always do here in these videos, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of my cheat sheet, breaking down some of my favorite cash game plays here for this Week 17 NFL DraftKings main slate. But as always, everyone, just want to remind you and highly recommend joining my free Discord channel. You can see that mentioned above. Over 860 people in there talking multiple different sports for DFS, but primarily NFL and NHL. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below, as well as in the pinned comment below. With that being said, let's dive into the cheat sheet here. We're going to kick it off at the quarterback position. Now, it's worth noting, two things worth noting actually. Number one, just 8 games on the main slate here this week, so the player pool overall is a little condensed compared to the 10 to 13 game slates that we're typically talking about. And number two, the weather on the East Coast this week is not great. It's supposed to rain in pretty much every game out on the East Coast, so keep an eye on that. One quarterback who's not going to have to worry about the weather playing indoors this week is Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings. On top of that, there's some shootout potential in this game playing the Green Bay Packers. Their game earlier this season finished 31-29, and Darnold's got all of his healthy pass catchers right now with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. So if I'm looking for 3x value, he needs to get us about 19.5 DraftKings points. I think he can get us there in that matchup. If we're looking to save some money here, Mason Rudolph stuck out to me. Again, he's playing out on the East Coast, so the weather isn't looking great, but that is one of the better game environments out on the East Coast this week. $5,000 super affordable. We need 15 DraftKings points for him to hit 3x value, and he's pretty much done that here in his last 4 starts, and he's got a great spot to expand on that here against the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, a defense that we've been picking on all year long. So Mason Rudolph, the football player, don't love it. He is a backup quarterback in this league, but I do love the matchup here. I like the price tag, and I like the DraftKings numbers he's put up as of late, even if he's still turning the ball over. And then as an honorable mention here, I don't mind Anthony Richardson, but he has not practiced all week long. As I record this here on Friday, I'd be surprised if he actually plays here this weekend, but assuming that he does, being that he is questionable, it is a really good spot against the New York Giants, a team that's pretty much given up on the season, and with Richardson's rushing upside, he does give us a safe floor considering that price. But honestly, everyone, I'll probably just get to Mason Rudolph this week or pay up for Sam Darnold. Now, moving on to the running backs here, and honestly, everyone, I would have put Saquon as a favorite play if Jalen Hurts was starting this week, but it looks like we're going to be getting Kenny Pickett. And honestly, everyone, I still think that this offense is going to run through Saquon, but if you're the Cowboys, you probably stack the box now. It's a really interesting situation. I wouldn't blame you if you played Saquon this week. We obviously know the upside that he offers, but I really do like Devon Achane here as well, the Miami Dolphins. He's basically the number 1 wide receiver in this offense, seeing 7+ targets pretty much week in and week out with an upside of double-digit targets. Then you get him close to double-digit rushing attempts as well pretty much every week. Such a safe floor with this guy, even at that price of $7,700. Bucky Irving, probably going to be the most popular cash game running back this week, and I can't blame you for that. He's going to be playing the Carolina Panthers, a team that he just decimated a few weeks ago. $6,700 here. Rachaad White's going to be in the mix for sure, but there's going to be enough touches there for Bucky to where he can have another game against that Carolina defense. And then Aaron Jones, outside of the revenge narrative here, I really like the opportunities he's got as of late, not only in the running game, but in the passing game. And like I said with Sam Darnold there too, this game here probably has the most shootout potential of any game on the main slate this week. Now, folks, before we dive into some of these wide receiver plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Every like, comment, and sub that you guys leave truly does help me out. And if I could ask for one gift from you guys here during the holiday season, it would be to check out my YouTube channel on the golf side of things called Mulligan Masters Golf. I run this with some of my best friends, more on the entertainment side of things here, but we play some fun golf games, really try to make it unique, and we really just have fun with it as well. So if you could check this out, I'll link it in the description below as well as in the pinned comment below. Thank you guys. Alright, now diving into these wide receiver plays here. Talked about this last week. The chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams is clearly back. He's getting double-digit targets game in and game out right now. And this matchup here against the Buffalo Bills. Again, one of those East Coast games where the weather doesn't look to be great. We need to keep an eye on that this week. But those Bills defense, or that Bills defense, has not played particularly well here over their last 3 games. So Davante Adams, even Garrett Wilson, who you can see as an honorable mention, I think are in play. play when it comes to cash lineups this week. Brian Thomas Jr., just like Bucky Irving here, very similar in price and going to be very similar in ownership as well. He'll be the most popular wide receiver play in cash lineups this week and probably across the board when it comes to DFS. Adam Thielen here, really good spot against the Buccaneers. That secondary has not been great for the Bucs. Their run defense a lot better. I know a lot of people are going to be playing Chuba Hubbard this week. I didn't love the play against that Buccaneers rush defense, but I do like the passing upside here for Carolina this week in a game that they're likely trailing. So Thielen at $5,700 stuck out to me. And then when it comes to value this week, Jalen McMillan of the Buccaneers, $4,600 is probably too cheap. He's really started to turn it on here as of late, getting close to 6, 7, 8 targets per game. I love that at that price. And then Jacoby Myers there as another honorable mention. He's truly been solid all year long. Maybe doesn't bring us the highest of ceilings, but his floor for the most part this year has been pretty safe. So $6,000 there playing indoors in New Orleans. Another game that's got a good game environment considering the weather. I don't mind him either. When it comes to the tight ends here this week, I'm probably not going to get too cute. I know that Jake Ferguson is getting a lot of love. He was actually projected to be the highest owned tight end as I record this on Friday. But Chigo Konko here, double-digit targets in each of his last 2 games. Love this spot here against Jacksonville. He's my preferred play at $3,600. Really do like that price tag there. Kind of frees some things up throughout the rest of our lineup. But if you wanted to go with Jake Ferguson here, I certainly don't mind that. He is too cheap. There's no doubt about that, considering the upside that he offers. But I don't love the game environment here, not only on the East Coast where the weather isn't going to be great, but also playing the Philadelphia Eagles, whose defense has really turned it on here lately. Can't say that I love the Dallas Cowboys heading into this week. And then Payne Durham there, no Cade Otton heading into this week for the Buccaneers. If you're looking to just kind of punt the play, he would be the guy here at $2,900. And then when it comes to the defenses here this weekend, I really foresee myself spending up for the Dolphins playing the Cleveland Browns, whose quarterback situation could not be worse. And then you get the news here today that they're actually restructuring the Deshaun Watson deal. Irrelevant to this video, but if you're a Browns fan, I guess I'm sorry. If I can afford the Dolphins, I do want to spend up for them at $3,200. If I can't get there, I do like the Raiders here as well, playing the New Orleans Saints. No Derek Carr once again, no Alvin Kamara, so the Raiders are in a good spot. And then the Eagles here at $3,100, talked about how that defense has really turned it on here as of late. And with the weather not being great out there, could be a good spot to roster them as well. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great weekend here, folks, and let's win some money on this Week 17 main slate.